Hey guys, time of the week to go over some coins. It won't be as long as the other videos, but we'll start off with Bitcoin here. And after we had a major flush like this, all right, the markets are going to be very hard to play because of the chop. So I suggest for the next 2 to 3 months, I think, to be honest, we'll be in this chop from this 31K range. Okay, so here's resistance. These are macro, okay? So, and then this is a must-hold level. I've been saying this before. If we lose this, then we've broken market structure, and it's going to be a bearish market structure from there on then. So 24.4 to 25 is a must-hold level. So let me show you why first. Okay. So we had this trend line, right? This trend line was supposed to hold, and it didn't. Okay. Once we lost it, we just had a harsh decline, right? We took out the lows, we put in a swing failure. So now we just play it level by level, right? So here is the level that we must hold. Previous, it was resistance, resistance. We broke out, flipped it to support, bounced from it. Okay, so this is our support level. And here is our resistance level. For now. Okay, this is the range. So if we do go back up to here, I expect a short opportunity. The level that we have to flip to support on the daily, again for us to be bullish, is once again this 28.1K level, right? It was resistance, deviation, resistance, right? Rejected, rejected, unable to flip it to support there, so it's an SR level. I expect us to reject from there. So a good possible short scalp opportunity can be taken up there. Okay. Now we have a new trend line. And that's the beauty about crypto, is you can draw all the trend lines to fit your narrative. Okay. So this one we already broke through. I'm keeping it because that's the bearish retest point of this breakdown in confluence with this horizontal resistance. But now we have this one. Okay, we've held it, we've held it. If we do fall down, it's going to be within that range that I gave in the Discord, 23.1 to 23.5. Why that level? Okay. That level is important because all right. So if I draw this all the way back, right, we see we broke down, turned this into resistance, right, and then we had a brief rising wedge here that we broke down from as well, but look, we flipped it to support for briefly, then we went high, right, came back down, lost it, turned into resistance, deviation, reclaimed it, right, bounced from support, and then we lost it. So this will be a good confluence area to long, right? So anywhere from 23.2, like I would love to play, maybe front run it a little bit. So start a very small entry from 23.7, okay? DCA around 23.2-ish. So like somewhere around here. Okay, so the setup would be something like this. Now, this one's going to be a risky setup only because if this 24.4 to 24.8 level is lost. We have broken market structure, so there could be a fast decline. Okay. Stop loss probably somewhere there. And we're looking for, once we lose it, we have made a lower low. So we're looking to long it and get out on a lower high. Okay. This could probably be, make a lower low here and then go up to make like a lower high around like 26, 25 or 25.5, 26K. That's where you should be getting out most of your position. And then, if we reject from there again, it's most likely going to be a short again, right? So that's what I'm looking for. That's my plan for Bitcoin at least. But for now, we take it level by level. So we want to see what happens around the 27.2K level. Previously, once we broke down, we rejected briefly. Okay, and then we deviated, and then we rejected again. So I expect something like that again. Now we see here that we have a left shoulder, here's the right shoulder, right? So if we do go up to this area, which I'm hoping for a rejection, this could be putting in the right shoulder and reject. That's why I'm taking this the short. I'm not playing the head and shoulders pattern. I'm playing the horizontal resistance slash bearish retest point. Okay, I don't play meme patterns, so that's what I'm looking for. And it's going, although I have a hard stop loss, my stop loss is going to be soft. If we flip this to support, I will close out my position. So we can go as high as 31K. My risk management's in place where if we do go that high, I'm not going to get liquidated. Okay, and then once we flip it to support, which we haven't done yet, I will manually close my position and just go there. Otherwise, my hard stop loss is going to be a reclaim of this 31K. Let's do 30.5. So yes, the stop loss is very wide, but I'm going in light and I'm not DCAing higher. Okay, I'm not DCAing on the way up. I will add more to my position if we fill and then turn this back into resistance just like we did here, and I will add to my position and just write this all the way down. That's the long. So right now, this is going to be the range, just like it was here. Okay, so this is support for now. This is resistance, right? So if we do go back up there, you could take a scalp short. It'll be something like entry 27.2K, stop loss around 27.9, and it's going to be a scalp. Okay, so you're looking for a very, very quick play. You're not trying to hold this all the way down to TPs. You're looking for a maybe 1.5% unleveraged move and playing it that way. So that's my plan for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at ETH really quickly. So let's start this from scratch again. All right. Just like Bitcoin, ETH lost the trend line as well, right? We put in a swing failure, reclaimed it, bullish. So this could come back down and retest previous swing low levels. So it's going to be, let's do it cleanly here. Okay, this could come back down and test swing low, which is going to be 1612, and that could be a possible scalp long area. Now the only problem with this is the stop loss placement. We had this deep wick and it went deeper on Bybit. Okay, so stop loss placement is going to be very hard to place. Okay, it doesn't make sense to put down there. It's a very wide stop. So this is for the experienced traders, that you can play this long here at 1610, 1611, and then if we turn this into resistance, you go ahead and close it. But again, stop loss placement is very, very wide, so I can't give a stop loss. If you want a very tight stop loss, it'd probably be like below here, so 1560-ish. But again, I can't give a play for this because the risk management is going to be more upon confirmation than placing a hard stop loss. But that's where I would long. And stop loss placement is going to be, confirmation. If we turn 1612 into resistance, you'll close it. That's going to be a loss for sure. Or if you want a hard stop loss for a scalp, it's going to be 1560. But where I would like to get long and we can draw some fibs really quickly. See how we bounced right from the 0.5? So the golden pocket is going to be the 1360 to 1320 area. As we can see, it was previously resistance, and then we almost flipped it to support, but this was a touch there. So if we come back down to this golden pocket area, it's a definite long. And on lower time frames, this is a demand zone. So that is a demand zone from 1350 down to 1320. So there's extra confluence there. It might get front ran again, or we can clear this wick and just do a swing failure and take the liquidity straight into this demand zone here and bounce back. So personally, I'd set bids there too. It could take a while to fill, but your setup would look something like this. Whoops. Your setup would look something like all right. Okay. Deep wick, 1360 entry, DCA around 1320, right? And then stop loss would be a hard stop loss around 1286, and then you take profits on the way up at resistance levels. I don't like to give TPs on stream, so if anything, I'll put those in the Discord. In terms of resistance, this is a supply zone now. So if we ever do go back up to here, and it might even be earlier, we might have a rejection earlier. So 1811, as I mentioned in Discord, if we lost this level, it's going to be a harsh decline, right? We've had so many touches of this support level. The more we touch it, the more weaker it's going to be. So this is actually an SR area. So what we can do is take a short there. Stop loss probably up here. And just write it down. So 1811 will be your entry. You can DCA in this red zone here. So my DCA will probably come around 1860-ish. And then have a hard stop at 1897. It's almost a 5% risk, but you'd risk half of your half normal than what you would usually go into, and you just write this down. You don't want to, like right now, we're building a cup based on a lower time frame, right? So maybe we have some kind of relief, but I'm not going to long this randomly. I'll just wait for it, and I'll wait for my entries to fill. But anything trading right now wise is going to be choppy and risky, so I'm just waiting. And my style doesn't mean I trade every single day. I could go weeks without trading. I just wait for my levels to fill. Next, Solana. So just like every coin, they've lost their trend line. And remember what I say, lose trend line, turn it into resistance, like it did there, bearish retest. That's your short trigger, okay? So for me, we're looking for a bearish retest of this resistance again to confirm that it's a trend change, but I gave this short already and it filled and it was beautifully down. So like I told you we were going to short the supply zone, right? Filled down. I didn't fill on all the exchanges, but Bybit did, and so did MEX, and that's where I trade MEXC. Now this is going to be your bearish order block, okay? So we are looking to possibly short this area. So 24.22 stops are going to be probably around 25.6. Could be tighter as well, but this is just playing. Let's do here 25.5. Right now we also do have this downtrend. We broke out but deviated, so this could actually reject here at an SR level 2. See, it was previously support, right? We lost it, turned to resistance, again flipped it, resistance, deviation, deviation, resistance. Then we broke out, held it here. So a scalp short can be taken. I would like to go and reject from the trend line again and then go down, right? So on lower time frames, this would be your entry. So 22.86. Stop loss would be 22 or 23.44-ish, right? And again, this is going to be a scalp. So reject, look for a move down, right? Again, you're looking for a 1 to 2% move down, but I don't think that the crypto markets have bottomed yet. I think we go further more. So looking for that is where I'd be looking to short. We do also have resistance, horizontal resistance confirmation. Well, it's an SR level, right? Resistance here, we flipped it to support. We broke down. It'll be the first rejection point along with the trend line confluence on the daily. So that's where I'd be taking the scalp short. That's the swing short. Now in terms of longs, this one may take a while, but this is where I would love to get long on Sol. This demand zone here. This would be a spot play. You'd load up there. Now if I were to take fibs on this, whoops. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So that entry, this demand zone here, is in perfect confluence with the golden pocket. So I would start my short at 1771 or 1772, and now this is a very, very wide stop. So you would have to, manage yourself and your position accordingly, and go in with like maybe a 10th or 20th of your normal position size, 10 to 20% of your normal position size, and yeah, you're just gonna play it that way. But see how we've been making. Here's the on a lower time frame, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We actually have broken market structure. Okay, so the low time frame scalp. Okay, so we made another higher high here. Then we made a lower high. This is a lower low, right? So if we do go up and make another lower high, that would be the confirmation and the more confluence to add to my low time frame short scalp. Again, this is the 2-hour scalp. Entry around 22.85, stop loss around 23.44, and then looking for a move down. Otherwise, we're going to draw trend lines here. Yeah, like this looks like it might want to move up. But confirmation wise, I'm not looking to long this until this is flipped to support, and then you look for a short or long scalp, something like that, into our short area. Your stop loss will be a little bit higher, but there's no area for me to currently place it. It'll probably be somewhere here once we're above. This will be a low time frame scalp, so it'll be something like that. You just have to wait for the candles to form, and you'd long to the short area. And the longer we take to go up, okay, the more or it's going to be lower on the short area. So like I expect this to reject or at least wick up to this area, so we could actually reject lower. So just be mindful of that. This is just, I'm using as much confluence for this trade, and that's why I was using this downtrend confluence. But flip this on a lower time frame, you could actually go to the 1 hour. See, we rejected. You're waiting for this to flip to support, and then you'd long into the short area, and then you'd head short. You place your stops in profit or break even on the long, and then just write this down. But this probably, yeah, sends this into all of our fills and then comes back down. Otherwise, lose the trend line, turn into resistance, and then down just like we did here. Right? We have this trend line, we broke down, turned it into resistance, and we'll do the same here. Break down, turn it into resistance, close below, that's your short, with your stops probably above here, very tight scalp, and you'd write this down. Okay, this is a confirmation trade, so I posted how to play these in the Discord, my pinned messages. Next up, Injective. This has been one of the strongest coins while the market is going down. One sec. So we have this trend line, right? Held it, we broke down, deviated, also put in a swing failure, right? We took the liquidity, we actually bounced from this demand zone. This is how I play my trades, by the way. Bounce from it, we reclaimed the trend line, and again, now we are hovering just on it. Okay, so again, lose the trend line, turn it into resistance. That's going to be your short opportunity. A scalp can be taken here at, I would like a little bit higher. I think we wick and take the liquidity from this high wick over here. So I think a short scalp can be taken stop loss probably very, very tight, and you're looking for, you know, a scalp move down. Otherwise, if this continues to show strength, then the next short opportunity will honestly come over here. So 892. Very, very wide stop. You'd go in with, again, a third of your normal position, and then just write this down. Maybe potentially putting in a triple top. Right? If we flip this chart around, we see that we can come back down here. Right? So this is a more of a confirmation play. We want to see how we do here. What I would love for this, or what I would love for it to happen is, so bounce from support, bounce from support. This is inverted, so this is actually resistance, right? So come back down, maybe take liquidity. If we don't, right, maybe like take these highs out, wick down. That will be your short opportunity. Again, it's inverted. So take the highs, come back below, close below previous swing high levels here, and then just write it down with your stop loss above the wick. This kind of looks bullish, so shorting this should be taken with a grain of salt. Okay, like very, very high risk trade. And then we would possibly long this level at 674 again if we get it. So it was previously support, right? We swing failured it, placing a bid there. I know this chart's a little messy, but placing a bid there with your stop below the wick, and then back to the trend line. Okay. So that's how I would play injective. Next coin on my radar is actually, where is it? XRP I want to go over, but no, I don't care about this coin. Let's take a look at XRP really quickly. All right. So XRP had this trend line. Yes, we wicked down below. We actually held the trend line. Okay, it's about whether or where the candles close. Don't look at wicks. Look at where the candles close. And we've been holding above this trend line. Okay, we are currently at resistance. Right, so closing below this could possibly send us back to the trend line. We could take a scalp long there. If we do go back up to this supply zone here, around 62 to 65 cents, that's where I'd be looking to short. Okay. You could take a possible, that's a reversal candle. Let me see the 4 hour really quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't, on the 4 hour we flipped this to support. So unless we lose this, that's where I'd be looking to short back down to the bottom trend line. You could possibly get long here, this demand zone. So a long scalp okay, this would be right, breakdown, turn to resistance, long scalp there, back up a little bit higher. That's where you take your swing short on the daily. This took all of this liquidity for people that were like, you know, long over here at the SR retest point with their stops below here. They all got fucked. So for me, I wouldn't long this coin until we are able to flip this to support. So we've had resistance and rejections from this level. We haven't closed above this. So close above, right? Retest, hold. Then you'd market long with your stop somewhere below here and just ride this all the way up. How to play this again, posted in my pinned messages. But if we do get back down to the trend line around 49 cents, right, we do get stopped out on this trade, but a possible long there can happen. Otherwise, another long opportunity awaits us at this level here, 46 cents. That's where I'd be looking to get into a long position, maybe DCA around 44.8, and then stop loss below there. So something like that. I gave a whole bunch of spot trades on my channel as well. Those could take a while to play out. Honestly, I'm not really interested in playing a lot of things at the moment. It's going to be choppy for the time being. So I'm only interested in like 4 or 5 coins at the moment. I only trade high cap coins. Nothing else has caught my interest, but if I do post anything, it's going to be in my channel or on my Twitter account. Let's take a look at Link really quickly. Link is also another one that's showing a lot of strength. Now let's take a look at this from the weekly, right? This has been the tightest accumulation for the longest time, okay? So look at this. Support held, okay? We can even go up to here since we do candle closures. So support, liquidity raid, right? Support bounce, liquidity raid, support, deviation, and we bounce right from it. Okay? Here is your resistance. So this is your range. This has been the range for the longest time. And the weekly candle for a lot of coins are showing, bearish engulfing candles. So everything looks bearish. I do think we go further down. So that's why I'm patient. But I do want to add some link to my spot port again. And where to do that? Let's take a look. Alright. We're at the golden pocket right now, so we could possibly bounce from this area. But I would love to get link exposure again at this previous deviation point. So anywhere from under the support, so 557 and down to 503 is where I will add to my spot. And I will close if we close below 480. But I'm hoping to get long there spot wise. So again, anywhere from here with a daily close below there. And then just ride this all the way up. Okay. So on the weekly, and this has been showing strength like when we are on the rise up. Okay, so a short scalp can actually be taken if we get to 705. The reason for that is because it was previously resistance. We had trouble flipping until we flipped it there, and when we broke down, we rejected from it. So 705 has been showing clear resistance levels. So a scalp can be taken there, but also 660, again, resistance, flip to support, and I can draw this back. This is just fibs. I don't like to use fibs if I have data to my left, but in this case, resistance lines are adding up perfectly. So we could reject from here as well, and then make another lower high, and then go down. Right? So on a lower time frame, this could actually be taken as a short. Small little resistance, supply zone here. So I take this short here possibly. 650 as my entry, 654. Stop loss above 6.73. We're accumulating here on low time frame support. Now I don't like accumulation on support for a long time, and this has been accumulating since Thursday basically. So the more we accumulate on support, it usually leads to a decline, especially in a bear market. So again, patience on all the trades right now. You don't have to get into everything. You don't always have to be in a trade every single time, but again, waiting for my levels to hit. I expect us to go further down. Just be patient. It's going to be choppy up until the end of the year probably, but this is a great time to learn how to trade and be patient and accumulate as we go lower. You don't want to accumulate just now. You want to accumulate at macro level of support. So every like 20-30% move down is what we want to do. And you want to focus on those new shiny coins, so like SUI and ARB, just like that. But those are the only 5 coins that I'm currently looking at. If I see anything else, I'll post it on my Twitter or in Discord, and we'll just take it level by level. Thanks, everyone.